Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me for Chronicles in Collecting, where I'm going to open the Robot Spirits Rx-78-3 Gundam G3 version anime from the original Mobile Suit Gundam. This figure came out in September of 2016 and was a premium Bandai exclusive, retailing for 5,500 yen, or about $50. We're also going to be taking a look at the Robot Spirits White Base Hangar Deck version anime, also from the original Mobile Suit Gundam. This figure came out in September 2017 and retailed for 3,500 yen, or about $32. So today is going to be part 2 of the White Base kind of setup. And I'm going to be opening up the Rx-78-3 G3 Gundam. This is one of the prototype Gundams, which I guess is not seen in the show, but it's technically part of Mobile Suit Variations. In actual Gundam lore, I guess it's been kind of retconned or whatever, that on side 7 there were 3 Gundam units that were being transferred over to the White Base: the 1 unit, the 2 unit, and the 3 unit. The 1 and 3 units were at least partially destroyed while taking out just take a quick look at this figure, take a break from my story for a second. So, it's fairly similar to the 78. It's obviously got a different color scheme. This figure is a little less nice than I was kind of hoping it would be, but it's still cool. I mean, I think it has some slight differences as well to the regular 78 too, but I think that it looks much cooler in the pictures. It's just sort of my initial impression. I do think the shield looks really cool in this color scheme. And then, you obviously kind of get all of the Rx-78 weapons in this color scheme as well. And I'll go through those weapons, and since it is the version anime, you also get some of the various effect parts that work with most, if not all, of the other version anime stuff. But yeah, getting back to sort of the White Base, so I think that the 1 unit was destroyed or MIA, and then I think technically the 3 unit was supposed to be on board the White Base during the events of Mobile Suit Gundam and was basically used for spare parts. So I kind of thought it would be cool to have this in the kind of background of my Hangar Bay, kind of in the corner, getting some cobwebs on it, being used, for those spare parts. Here's this is a cool effect part, obviously just for the Gundam, which is the kind of missiles firing out of the head. I think that's a really cool part. Just so the curved beam saber, I love the effects that kind of show depth and perspective. So big fan of that. Little disappointing that I always say I really like it, and then I never actually wind up using it. And it sounds like that's going to be the same thing for today. Kind of more of these vernier effect parts, which I've been building up more and more of. And then you got 3 beam sabers. You got the 2 already in the backpack there, and then you got 1 over here. And then again, you got all the different hands and the kind of hand storage deck. So we'll put that to the side, and then we'll take a look at the White Base Hangar Deck. And we'll see what we got here. We looked at the catapult deck, and I'm assuming similar to that one, it's probably just going to be sort of a bunch of pieces that you can use to construct whatever you want. Okay, so that's that over there. So I guess first of all, you got this kind of background for it, which is kind of a nice touch. Let's see what else we got here. So these pieces are just the same, or maybe not exactly the same, but they're very similar to what we saw that kind of constructed the main part of the catapult deck. And again, you got the pegs there so you could put in stands. So you got a few of those. And I think also kind of similar to the hangar deck, to the catapult deck that I was talking about last week. You can kind of build however you want it to look like. In the actual White Base, each of the legs had 3 hangar decks and a catapult deck, but obviously you don't have to do that. Here's another cool piece. What's cool is there's also kind of pieces that show kind of just the maintenance bay, and so here's where the engineers or the pilots might stand, while they're taking a look, talking about how it doesn't have any legs. Some girder. I don't think we probably need to look at that in too much detail. So you got a few of these. You got this piece over here, and like I said, just kind of build whatever you want. If you want to have a fight on the White Base or whatever, you could do that. And then here's actually a really cool piece. So this is to kind of show taking the core fighter out of the Rx-78. So this thing is pretty cool, and it kind of extends a little bit, and then I think the core fighter puts in there, and I don't know if there's other parts that will kind of fit into there. And then finally you have the actual hangar bay part itself. So you have this, and I think that so it kind of shifts a little bit, and I think this somehow, this piece over here kind of comes out, so if you want to have, the legs of the Gundam and then the rest of it kind of going back, you could do that. And then it's got pegs here, so you can kind of put everything in there and kind of keep it safe and sound. So I'm going to go through all this. I'm going to put together the hangar deck, and then when I come back, I'll give some final thoughts on the G3, which, as my initial thoughts were that I was not kind of crazy about the color scheme, which was a little disappointing because I was really looking forward to opening it. And then I'll kind of combine it with the catapult deck that we have already and start building up the first leg of the white base. So I'll be back in a minute. All right, and we are back. So we got, again, two things. We have the prototype Unit 3 figure, and then we also have the hangar deck. So let's throw this guy on the rotating stand, and I'll start giving some thoughts on both. So yeah, this figure is a little bit of a disappointment. I don't know, I thought it looked like really, really cool on the box and in the pictures, and then just the paint scheme on it to sort of disappoint. I mean, it's basically just an Rx-78 without the colors. Like I said, the box just kind of made it look like the finish was a lot cooler. I believe that the armor is like slightly different. The design is slightly different. I really love the shield though. I think the shield looks super cool, sort of in that muted color scheme. And it is cool that you get the bazooka and all the other kind of matching parts. So let's put him on the, let's put him here real quickly. And again, like, the way that I'm envisioning this is that he's on the hangar bay kind of as spare parts, so I think it would kind of make sense to have, obviously have him lock and loaded here. So yeah, this thing is awesome. I had a lot of fun putting it together. I think last week I said that there wasn't a spot for the kind of back piece of cardboard, but the hangar bay doesn't have one. I just got it confused because I was looking at the launch deck doesn't have one because I'd been looking at both the hangar deck and the launch deck. But yeah, super cool. I just love how you kind of put them together to kind of create this cool setup. I don't have it for this, but if you did have like a core fighter or something, I think that you could basically take the leg part off and put the torso part up here, and then have, kind of show it taking that. But unfortunately, since there's not a core fighter that's in these colors, it would kind of look weird. But let's go ahead and combine this and this. So we have the the launch deck. I don't understand. I just can't get those two correct. We have the launch deck from last week with the gun cannon, and then we're going to combine that with the hangar bay that we have this week. And we'll create this. You kind of already see we got a pretty cool little series here. Just get these, get those in there to hold them in place. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to continue to build on this. Like I said, I'm going to have 3 hangar bays and the launch bay, which would be accurate to the white base design, as each leg of the white base had 3 hangar bays and a launch deck. Anyway, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you'd enjoyed it, I'd appreciate a like or subscribe. If you didn't, tell me about it in the comments. If there's something else you want to see, either with these figures or something else, tell me about it and I'll see what I can do. I do anime reviews on Monday. Right now I'm reviewing A.N.I.M.E. Warrior at the Borderline. Usually have the review out about hour after the episode comes out. And then Fridays, I do new figure reviews, typically things from the last, few months or a few weeks, whatever kind of is the newest thing that I have. And then a few times a month, typically on Wednesdays, I'm just putting up reviews of kind of older figures, stuff that I've never got around to, or things that I bought used or secondhand. So for the next kind of few weeks, we're going to continue doing the version anime, building the white base kind of Hangar Bay. And after that, I'm sure I'll find some other fun stuff. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and keep collecting.